Happy Thick Thigh Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. I am glad to. I'm glad to be here with you. I am here like every other Thursday. Today, our focus for today is really discussing what are those harder parts of growth and of change and the things that we don't necessarily acknowledge, especially as far as like talking about it, right? And saying it out loud. We hear so much about like your healing journey and your growth and like, hey, stick that Thursday. Um, and the fact that you're trying something new or it's different, you're growing, it's so awesome and beautiful, and you're so shiny and you look so great now, and this and the other. We don't talk about what the hard parts are, those struggles, the things that are extremely difficult to acknowledge and realize about yourself and the situation that you're in, right? When we see these things, when we feel these things, it's like, oh snap. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. I didn't think this was such a problem for me. I didn't think this. It wasn't clear that, whatever. Those things happen. Those conversations are held all the time, in private and like to yourself, but I don't feel like they're happening out loud. I don't feel like the people that are going through the process feel like the things that they're seeing from influencers like myself and like online and from the conversations that they've heard and the stories that they've heard, they're not hearing and seeing the true value, right? Hi. They're not seeing the harder parts. And so that's what today is about. Today is about the hard parts of healing. What are the parts that maybe we try to dismiss or we are missing or we're not acknowledging? Your hair looks so big and pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I fluffed it out a whole 35 seconds before I got online. This Florida winter, y'all, is really giving me the volume. Um, thank you, boo. I spent this time looking into what are the questions that people have. What are the I guess the moments of like disbelief, disillusion, discontentment with yourself, because of the growth journey, right? Due to the journey of growth. That's hard. It's hard to acknowledge. It's hard to acknowledge and accept. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I bumped everything just now. It's so hard to acknowledge and to accept um the difficulties. If you know, hey, if you know that you are trying to grow in a space that like say that your friends aren't going to go or haven't come with you or haven't acknowledged, and you're making growth and you're finding spaces that they haven't seen or come to yet, you want to bring them along. You want them to also grow. You want them to feel as good as you feel when you grow. But the hard part, one of the hard parts of that growth is you're going to lose people. You are going to lose people. Even though they love you, they loved a version of you that you used to be. They loved a version of you that you were at this age or when they met you. And that doesn't mean that people can't love you for your whole life and people can't love everything about you. They can, but it just means that as of right now, the person that you are turning into and growing into is not a person that's compatible with who they are and how they operate. If they want they want that kind of relationship, they want the level of, I don't know, playfulness or foolishness or ratchetness. I said it weeks ago, right? Ratchet shit is fun. It is fun. You want to be involved in the things that are happening, but it's like, if you don't feel like that's where you're at in your growth journey in your space right now, you don't have to be, and that doesn't mean that you should be, right? If somebody and I'll say this is something that I have to acknowledge for myself. Just like I said, you want those people to come along with you. That doesn't mean they belong here. They might belong over there. They might need to be where they are. There's a lesson they need to learn. There's a situation they need to get in. There's something they are getting out of this. And like whatever it is, like karma's gonna come for them if it's bad, and growth is gonna come for them if it's good. It's just what it is. You can't make that journey happen for somebody else. And like this is me preaching to myself. Hey Queen, I just finished my 200-hour YTT, but I'm super insecure about my curves. You inspire me so much. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. And I love the concept of inspiring and working with other yoga teachers. If you have questions, let's chat, DM me. But I say it all the time. You just have to do it. You just have to practice. That is something that Clyde mentioned recently too. Like maybe talking about what people need to know as they go into yoga teacher training. So that more about that should be coming up. Message me, okay? Um, but that's another thing. And yoga, oh my God, yoga and yoga entering your life, you taking a yoga journey is really the conversation I'm having right now. And that doesn't mean that that's the only way that your life will elevate itself and that changes will happen. It just means that this is what I do, you know. This is what I do. This is what I focus on. And it's real. The concept that you are doing something that you're dedicating your life to, you're elevating yourself, you're getting stronger, you're getting smarter, you're getting like more well versed about different things, you're learning your body better. And then the more you learn your body, the more sensitive you become in like a great way, in my personal opinion, right? Because then the more you learn yourself, then you're like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do none of this. And and it feels very satisfying versus feeling very frustrating. But like I said, this is the uncomfortable part. In the beginning, it can be very frustrating, and that's okay. Frustration is also a part of growth. Think about a little kid trying to figure out how to use a spoon and getting frustrated with their pudding cup and whatnot. That's you with your wellness journey, and it's okay. It is okay. That's so me too. They are not ready to elevate with me, but it gets lonely. Girl, it gets lonely. I know. It definitely gets lonely. It gets lonely and it gets frustrating because I feel like once you start making growth, once you start seeing progress for real, whether it's physical, spiritual, like you might be trying to lose weight, you might be trying to lose opinions, you might be trying to lose stress, whatever it is, whatever you've worked on to get to that space. Once you get there, it is so frustrating to see people continue to walk themselves into a wall. It's hard, it hurts, it is frustrating, it makes you sad, angry, like insert your emotions here, right? Like it causes all of this frustration because you're like, but haven't you seen how great it is over here where we're not trying to be as crazy? And then your friends are like, nah, sis, I'm trying to be crazy. What's up? And you just kind of have to go with that. You have to accept that that's the space that they're in right now, and you're in a different space. And maybe those spaces will be compatible, and maybe they won't. Maybe this is where the growth happens, and that gets lonely. That's another ugly, sad part of the frustration here. One of this journey that you may be going on, and it's not hurt enough. Like it feels like, oh, well, you get better and you get shinier and everything is more and you have more money and you travel more and all that. And like maybe those things, and ideally, if you want those things, you can manifest them from you pouring into yourself so much. Absolutely. I support that 100%. But we can't believe in that for anybody else, especially if they're not doing the work or if they are letting themselves lie to themselves. Like they're lying to other people, they're lying to you, or they're just letting themselves down continually and comfortable with that. I have a question from my story. Oh, and another one. It can be really lonely. Okay, so I found love for. Can show it to you guys. And if you have questions, please drop them in the comments. And share this live, please. If you think it's something that could help somebody, please share it. That would help me and them. And it's free. I'm stuck at body neutrality. I've found love for who my person is, but not for the body it's held within. It's lonely at times. Whoop. Sorry, I'm looking at my questions. Okay. And the concept, like I said, it can be really lonely. And if you're saying that you have found comfort with but not with yourself, this is how I'm hearing the question. Somebody else tell me if you're hearing something else. But you found comfort with that person, but not with yourself. I hear that a lot too. You finally find somebody who's genuinely attracted to you. You like them. You want to deal with them. You give yourself their time, their attention. They give you their time, their attention. Awesome. You started dating. Because that's a big thing too that I hear and people question all the time. Like, I haven't had any issues or haven't seen any issues, and none of my friends have had any issues. being a curvy or plus size girl and getting dates, like, it is what it is. You can find somebody that wants to be with you, but if you don't like yourself, that relationship is not going to work. And that's what's hard. That part where I know a lot of people, especially if you were on the wrong journey. People that are on weight loss journeys and they just want to lose weight, and they will starve themselves and damn near kill themselves and go to the gym every day and do this and do that and be on this because their body is not meant to be in that skinny space. They're frustrating themselves, overworking, starving, all these things, right? And then they're still like unhappy. And it's the same idea as the people who I just saw an influencer say this the other day, and it was amazing. Like, she was just like, when they say quit your job and move out of country and do this, that, and the other, sometimes it's not for you. And she was complaining and saying like, and not complaining like about anybody else. This was her decision, but she said, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. And like, it's a moment of frustration. That level of regret is another part of this pain, a part of the hard things that come with your self-love journey, with your journey to find yourself, frustration and regret. The concept that you let yourself do things. You did all those things from the space that you were in at the time. You did those things for your best interest at the time. You did those things because that's what you were capable of. That's what you saw. That's what you were aware of at the time. And here you are growing and doing something different and trying something different and getting out of those spaces. And it's like, how dare I? How could I have allowed that? How could I? How this? How that? And you beat yourself up. That negative continual thought process, that's going to keep you down. I'm sorry. It's just another rough part of this. Right? There's complexity to trauma. There's complexity to this healing. Healing can be really difficult if you're dealing with the trauma from way back when, right? So when those things happen and those things arise in your healing journey, you have to be able to acknowledge them and grieve them, which is why I believe in journaling so much. Put it in your journal, write it down, and journal every day, right? Put it in your journal every single day, what it is that you're feeling. So that, I talked about this last time, so that your journal is not just some negative ass book. It is an actual reflection, right? Because if you journal only negative, you're only going to get negative out of it. And you're only going to see that when you look back to it, versus if you journal every single day, or journal, and it could be 2 minutes, right? Journal, reflect, let it out. You're going to have some good and some bad. You're going to have some positive, negative, new experiences, old pains. It's all going to be in there. Versus, again, if you're just like, oh, everything's terrible today, and then you don't write it in 3 months, and then everything's terrible today, you're going to have a book of terrible. You're just reflecting on that alone versus the good things, versus the positive, versus the work that you have done. And those things, like I said, they hurt. It's hard. I know. I have sat next to people and cried about it. I've sat on Zoom meetings and cried about it. It is what it is. These are real things. Your tears are valuable. They represent your actual feelings, and those have value as well. And it is hard. It is hard to acknowledge it all in one space. It's also very difficult to change. Change is scary. Change is unsettling. Change is like, oh, well, but I'm so used to what I do. I'm so used to this. I'm so used to this space. I'm so used to living here and being here and expressing myself like this. Yeah, that's not great. Because I need you to hear it. I'm so used to toxic. I'm so used to drama. I'm so used to pain. Get out. And I say that with love. I say that with love. Yes, I created a self-love and discovery journal for exactly that reason, because you were writing just negative stuff, right? And so you just pile up on bad things, and we don't want that. That's not good for us. It's not going to be good. And you're going to ingest more bad things. We don't want it. I plan to incorporate more yoga this year. I have the journaling down, and that's awesome. I would love to have you in class, right? That is something also that I want to start doing. This, whatever it is you want to start doing, I need you to adjust your rituals. So this is another big thing here, right? We've got the fact that change is difficult and we need to accept it. Trauma has depth. So maybe I have to heal from some other things, or I have to understand that I was in that space when it happened. So now I can grow from it, right? And I have a lack of support to live this kind of life. Because if you decide you want to change, there's a reason. If you decide you want yoga in your life, you want journaling in your life, you want meditation in your life, you want to change to these things, there is a reason. Respect your own reason. You don't have support, that's because, and so let me take it back. You don't have support and nobody taught you how to do this, all for the same reason. You came from here. Whatever the tree was that your apple fell from, if it didn't have that, which a lot of us didn't have that kind of background and that kind of support in the household, yeah, you're not going to know what to do here. You're not going to know how to handle it. You're not going to know what the next steps are for you, what to say, how to talk to people, how to talk to yourself, talk yourself through it. You don't know those things. You need support, right? You just said you want to put yoga into your life. If this is something you feel like you can do by yourself, then sure, absolutely, put it into your schedule. If you don't, if you see yourself facing difficulty, and this is with everything, I'm just using your example, right? If you see yourself facing difficulty, find a teacher, find a support group, find a class, find something to support your progress here and support your growth in this space. It doesn't come natural to you. The people in your life didn't teach it to you. And you need to figure it out. You need to use the support that is available, but you have to find that because it does not exist inherently in your life, or you would have had it already. Okay. And I don't mean that to discourage you. I mean it to support you in the way that makes the most sense, right? Any tips to improve hero's pose as a plus size person? My thighs and knees be hurting. I think I've done hero. You can check my yoga pose tutorial playlist on my page. But if not, I will also look at that and see what I can tell you, right? This is the perfect example of I have a question. I'm going for support of a person that I believe would have the information. This makes total sense to me versus, you know what? I'm sitting here struggling and hurting. Let me not ask anybody ever. Why? I know you were a good kid when you didn't ask for help. Sorry. You can be a better adult by asking for help. I caught your live. Yay, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. I always love when people are here. I go live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Next week it might be at 5 though, because there's a special announcement. And I want you to take into consideration where you are in your journey, right? We're back. I want you to take in consideration where you are in your journey. Remember that the things that you have seen growing up, the examples that you have had and received, probably aren't very healthy. And I'll say this is especially members of the Black and Brown community or the lower income community here in America. We didn't have these things in place. You don't meet people, or very rarely, it's very rare to meet a person who says that their family history includes therapy, includes yoga, includes meditation, right? Includes these things. If that is your family, the history, the lineage of your family, more power to you. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. You probably won a pretty healthy lottery right? As far as growing up and having a family and support you and whatnot, right? And on the other end of that, the rest of us, nah. I've told you guys a story before. My grandma, I love her. She is the person that raised me from damn near day one. But when my grandma tried yoga way back when, she said, "Oh no, I don't like it because it changes. I feel like it changes your mind. Like they be talking to you and stuff. Yeah, changes your mind for the better. Changes you so that you see the concept of humanity and equality." And all those things. And And it's hard when you grew up in a time frame where you were seen as less than. So you got to maintain that stuff. I'm sorry. And like, it's fine. It's fine. Again, she was already old when I started teaching. It's whatever. But I had to acknowledge it and say, okay, you know what? It's not for you, and that's fine. This is for me, and this is my message, and I'm okay with that. Right. And so, nope, my family not like that. And yes, Majestic Pineapple Queen. So glad I'm doing the work now for my legacy. Damn straight. That is exactly what it is. This work you're doing right now, it is hard. It can be sad. It can feel lonely. It can be depressing. It can be annoying. It can be frustrating. You may not feel like the work you're doing is really pouring out the what you want it to. And what do you mean I can't do this today? I did it yesterday. Or I tried to do it the other day and it was almost there and now I'm further away. That's all ego. All of that is ego. That is something that yoga, having a real yoga practice, is going to work on for you. And so I want to bring this to a close because it's almost 6:30 and you know me, I have several things on my calendar. But I want to bring this to a close, really trying to bring something to your attention. I fully believe that you are capable of so much growth, of so much work, of so much amazing things. And that doesn't mean for other people. That just means for you. If the growth you make and the work you make has nothing to do with anybody else, awesome. You have the ability, you have the strength, you have the power, you have the wherewithal to do it. You may not have the knowledge you need. And that is where other people get involved. Those support systems, those things that you need in this space to say, I don't know how to do this. I want to get better at this. I want to include this. I want to incorporate. Reach out to the people that do that. Reach out, find the support, find the space, right? Like if you feel like, yeah, I want to get into a physical practice. I just really don't feel like yoga is it. I just follow Seisha because like, you know, I like her yoga and stuff, but I don't want to do it. Try a pole class, try a Zumba class, try some other type of dance or something or movement, skating. I don't care. I don't care. And I say that with as much love as I have. I don't care. Do the thing that is right for you. Do the thing that pours into your body well. Do the thing that makes your mind, body, spirit feel aligned, feel connected, feel open, feel strong and supported. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I see them. I'm always appreciative. I appreciate you so much. And I want you to know that you are capable of so much. If you are looking for some support, you're looking for coaching, you're looking for yoga. I teach online. I teach in person. Well, I teach online. I can do in-person one-on-one sessions if you're here in Florida. And I have a yoga retreat dropping within the next 24 hours. The next one. Bali is all sold out. You know that. That's been true for months now. And people are finishing up their payments, which is nice because then they have time to like save up a little bit more for shopping and stuff when we're in Bali. And the next retreat is going to be opening very soon. It's a little bit closer to this side of the earth. So if you didn't want to fly for 13 to 36 hours, this might be the one. Stay tuned. Make sure that you are on my mailing list. You've got my notifications on, all those things. So you are ready. Oh, you're going to Bali in March? Our retreat is in March. You should have been with us. It's okay. It's going to be beautiful. I love you all greatly. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'm going to drop this in my IGTV and it's already going to be on my YouTube as soon as we end. As always, playbacks of my other Thick Thigh Thursdays are also on YouTube. So if you want to see them and if you're questioning, well, how can I watch more of this? How can I, oh no, I'm kidding with you, but how can I do this? How can I hear more? How can I hear more confidence boosting material? Get into this content, learn more. Thick Thigh Yoga on YouTube. I am Thick Thigh Yoga absolutely everywhere. If you can't find me, you're not looking. Okay. And again, she said with love. Remember that. I love you all greatly. I will see you soon. Bye.